Good morning. It is Wednesday. It's like 11 a.m. I don't have a final today. I do have one tomorrow that I need to study for, and I obviously really need to study for it because this whole cramming thing doesn't work in grad school. We should know this by now, Sarah, but I also need to go get Zoe food. I'm finishing editing yesterday and the day before's video. Whatever. I slept really weirdly. You know, you take a 5-hour nap in the afternoon, your sleep during the night, it's gonna be weird. So I have a little bit of a headache. Again, like in the vlog I'm visiting right now, I feel hungover just because of all the emotional exhaustion. I need you to stop that right now, Zoe. Okay, who else thinks that having a dog is literally, well, everyone always says it's like having a child. Zoe, stop talking. But now I get like literally having a dog is like having a child, says the childless person, but wow. Anyway, right now I'm torn between, do I get a jump start on appealing the dismissal? Yes, I will appeal the dismissal. I haven't gotten the email yet. I'm sure it won't come out anytime soon. They're not getting rid of me that easily. This is the last time we heard this song. Right, so I am at my friend's Nick's house. He is my accountability buddy. Although, granted, we did not do a very good job keeping either of each other accountable this quarter, obviously. But we're gonna he's gonna let me vent for a little while. I don't really feel like I need to vent, but I'm sure I do. And, go over the policy and just talk about life. Half my household is sick, so we are stocking up on the good goods. Are we ready? The answer is no. No one's ready. Like what is this? Okay, so I cleaned up let me back away a little bit here. Cleaned up the bottom layer and pretty much the top layer. I didn't go through those papers, but that's not a priority. But look what I just figured out. This is a glass top, right? It's basically like a freaking whiteboard. Also, I'm using a magic eraser. Works great. Very excited about this. It's almost midnight though. I have some cinnamon and thieves and lemon diffusing, which might give me bad dreams, but everyone around me is sick basically, so I'm doing a lot of like the natural immune system boosting oibu kind of stuff. Also, fun fact, this is not a urinary supplement. It's Brazilian coins because I'm trying to keep track of all my money, because when I find money sitting around, I'm gonna turn that. When I find money sitting around, I like to put away so that I show the universe that, hey, I care about my money. So like there's Brazilian coins in here because I didn't want them confused with the American coins. So, good morning. It is Thursday. It's about 7 a.m. I'm at my desk. I have my whole thing of coffee. I'm gonna study. Last final of the quarter is at 11:30, so we're gonna do this. Right now, I set my intention for the day, and I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes, drink my coffee, and get studying. And if you can't read my glorious handwriting, that says, today I will honor my word to myself simply. Fun fact, oh wow, this is glamorous. Yep. I do not suggest this kind. It's not my favorite. There's something just extra almondy about it. Right, so it is now just about 10 a.m. My final of the season is at 11:30. Hair stuck. Wearing a jacket that I so kindly was given to by my mother. Thanks, Mom. I'm heading out to school now, A, to eat their free breakfast, and B, so my friend Clint can help break down some cardiophysiology stuff for me. because I need to be better at asking for and accepting help. Because I didn't know until this year, in particular the last 2 quarters, really in particular this quarter when I thought I had a handle on it, that I don't like help. So, I don't even like to say that. Ugh, okay. Let's go. Yes, there's still an Asiago bagel. Super psyched on this. Is there cream cheese? Oh, yes, mama. Hey, friends. It is now just after 3. I'm sitting on my living room floor in between a lazy boy and a chiropractic adjusting table. And ego. So, over the past 48, however many hours, obviously been reflecting on a lot of things. Like, how did I get myself here? How did I fail a class twice? How? I'll tell you how. It's not fair to say I didn't try, but to my capability, to my level of capability, I didn't fucking try. And that's perplexing to me for so many reasons. And maybe saying didn't try isn't the right way to put it. More like, wow. Didn't reach out for help at all, because I don't do that. The combination of both my last names means that we do not do that. All of these stories that I have in my head of like what makes me who I am, I'll tell you what, they run deep and they're terrifying. And I just saw this post on Instagram that says something along the lines of, ego says, I don't know where to start, when it actually means I'm scared of letting go of that version of myself. And I saw that and I was like, whoo, hit me where it hurts. Ain't that the freaking truth? Because even a version of yourself that doesn't serve your highest good, like isn't your healthiest self, isn't your highest potential, it's still the version of yourself that you know right now, and it's the most comfortable thing because you know it, and so you know what to expect. Even if it's bad, at least now you know what to expect and how to get through that. This is my thought process, and this is what I've learned about myself and humans, I guess, lately. Also, sorry, it just occurred to me one of my pinky toes is broken, but anyway. And so, really sitting with that and acknowledging that, wow, why is this making me so emotional? And I don't mind being emotional, but like really acknowledging that, holy crap, it is time to let a lot of things that have made Sarah go. Because I feel like I've brought myself to this pivotal point where, with all of this unpeeling that I've done of what makes me me, for the good and the bad, I've done it purposefully wanting to become my best me. And so, had I never started down this path of like being introspective and wanting to continually like put my best foot forward every day and let go of the things that don't serve me, have I never started down this path, we'd be having a very different conversation for so many reasons. I probably would have an issue. You know, I would still have plenty of issues as everyone does, but I wouldn't even know that they're because of this, that they're because of the fact that it's time to let some shit go. And I don't mean like any like trauma or like maybe pent up anger. I don't mean like any like one thing in particular. I mean like, this is one that's really hard for me, is that I take so much pride in being an extrovert. So much pride. And I do think to my core like I am an extrovert. But I think a lot of that was forced because I thought to be popular or to be liked or to be anything anywhere that you had to be an extrovert. Wow. Okay. So I put that personality on me because that equated to being wanted. Wow, where is this? Where are my tissues? So that's an example. That's not like this bad, horrible habit. Like, we're not talking of anything negative per se. We're talking about being an extrovert, but I've literally lately like resat down with that feeling and analyzed like maybe to a fault, maybe I'm overanalyzing myself, but kind of sat down with that and thought, do I need to be one of the most outgoing people in the room? And if I'm not, does that make me any less impactful? Does it make me any less purposeful? Does it make me any less liked? No, no, no. And that's like, my visceral reaction to just saying that is like, ugh, yes, it does. You're not making an impact if you're not first, if you're not loudest, if you're not da-da-da. Wow, I'm so American. But so that's just an example. And so it's hard. It's so hard to sit with, like, the things that make you who you are. Like, I also weirdly have prided myself on being, like, a mess. Like, a mess. Like, I'm scattered, and I always just make things work. Like, a huge, okay, let me dissect point A of being a mess is I always make things work. Right? Like, somehow in the end, things work out. Well, what 2019 has taught me, in 2 big lessons now, is that you can't just always assume things are going to work out if you don't put in the work. Oh my gosh. And by the way, I'm only realizing these things as I'm saying them, because I'm an external processor, I've realized this year, and that there's a reason why I do talk so much and why things like therapy work so well for me, because I, like, as I'm saying these words, it's the first time I've ever thought of this either. And it's funny because I know I'm not lazy, and I know that I am and can be a hard worker, so it's really weird when things come up and I have results that are essentially the result of not working hard, like failing a class twice. Like, I think the concept of spending time with the material in my books and not spending time at seminars or not spending time on things that feel actually like the job felt like a waste of time. And I always thought throughout the past couple quarters that all I needed to do was put just enough time in to pass my classes, and then all the rest of the time can go to, like, what the career is actually about. Well, let me tell you what. Turns out the career is about nothing if you don't graduate to begin with. And I think I really need to reanalyze why I have such, like, a pushback against this concept of being someone who, like, spends their time studying. It just seems like a waste of time to me. I don't know why. I would rather, like, learn the technique, learn the philosophy, learn the business, like, learn things that are actually applicable, as opposed to just, like, the hoops that I need to get there. Look, I've talked for 8 minutes, 9 minutes now. Ooh, mama. So that's what today has been about. If you sat through this, I really appreciate you joining me. I think I'm gonna sit with all of this a little bit for the rest of the day. What did I say? Now it's 3:34 or something. I made some tea. Old Sarah would open up the bottle of wine, blast some music, and start cleaning her room, and probably stop at about 15 minutes once the first glass of wine hit. Current Sarah realizes that I cannot live in that room in the state that it is. No one should. You saw the desk, you don't need to see anything more. That's basically my entire room. And that's a whole nother, to sum that up, is I'm pretty sure I just didn't think that I deserved to live in a nice living area, and so I let myself live in a mess. And I call bullshit on that. I deserve to live in a really pretty nice room. I deserve to have the nicest of nice. But I need to act on that, so I made tea. And I'm gonna put on, I don't know, something nice. Maybe a podcast, maybe a book. Today's video is kind of different, huh? That's okay. You guys are great for listening. I appreciate all of you. It's weird to share this much of your life with people who you don't really know. Because I don't know who watches it. My mom watches this. Hi, Mom. Appreciate that 1 thumbs up that this video has. I know it's my mom. Oh my god, that's the sweetest thing in the world. I love my mom. Also, Mom, this coat that's yours, that I got a lot of compliments on it today, so thank you. I appreciate you. All right. We got this. Thank you. Come on, Zoe. Oh, really? That's one?